tell me what it is that you see down there below you, or if you want to look at the ground, tell me what's underneath your feet. Just tell me what you notice around you.
Not seeing anything.
Say it again.
I don't see anything.
What do you say? Anything? What do you mean by anything? Is it just black, or what do you see?
And I think this is Jill.
Yeah, I'm just wanting Jill to tell me what she sees. Any images come to your mind after you were riding on that cloud?
I'm walking in a grassy field.
Ah, okay. Do you feel healthy as you're walking, or do you feel unhealthy?
Healthy?
Oh, okay. That's a good start. And is this grass tall, short,
It's tall.
tall, like up to your knees, waist?
No, it's up over my head in some places. I'm running. I'm laughing.
It's over your head in some places?
Yeah.
Ah, you're running and laughing?
Yeah.
Hmm. So do you feel young, old, kind of in the middle?
Young,
Ah,
like a little boy.
ah. Is he wearing any shoes, or can he feel the grass?
He's barefoot.
Barefoot.
Yeah.
Any clothes on? Or is he running buck naked out there?
Yeah, he's got clothes on. He's got
Ah,
a linen shirt, some type of breeches.
long breeches?
Uh, I think he's outgrown them.
Ah,
He, he's happy. He's very happy. Yes, he's got a happy life.
what makes his life happy?
Hmm. Not for him. He's got food. He's got people to play with. Huh. I can't really feel parents, so huh.
Don't feel parents.
No parents. I don't know where they're at.
Ah.
Huh.
What occupies the majority of his time? What does he do during the day?
Mhm. Well, I think he works. He has chores. I do see a dad. I see a
Ah.
dad. I see dad. I see dad.
What kind of chores does he do?
He feeds the animals. He does what he can. There's other kids.
Other kids in the family?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. He's not the
And they're doing
oldest.
chores too.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
not the
okay. They're doing
oldest.
chores too?
Yeah. He's not the youngest, though, either. He's got them all around him. There seems to be lots
Ah,
of them.
okay.
Mom is there. She's just busy with the kids, little kids.
Mm.
I'm older now, so I kind of go outside more. spend more time with
Mm.
Dad. I don't know if we go to school. I don't feel like we go anywhere for school.
Ah. Tell me about Dad. Look at Dad. What do you think about Dad? How is he?
Dad's a big man.
Ah.
He was throwing hay. That hay bale was bigger than me.
Ah.
He's strong, but gentle.
Hmm.
He picks me up. He puts it on his shoulders. I'm way up there, kind of scared because he doesn't hold on to me. I gotta hold on to him. That's,
Hmm. What about Mom? What do you think about Mom?
Mom's overwhelmed. I think Mom's
Ah.
sick. She's just babies. So many babies all
Hmm.
over. She's tired. She's pretty though. She's young. She looks like a kid.
Hmm.
I
So
think she,
take me to your house. Go ahead, please go ahead. I think
I
what?
think I think she's sick. I think she's trying to
Hmm.
hide it, but I feel it. I know it. I'm a
Phys-
knower. I'm a knower as a
physically
kid.
sick?
Yeah,
Physically sick? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
But I'm a knower. I know things I shouldn't know.
Hmm.
I know things I shouldn't know. And that kind of scares me as a kid.
Hmm. What else
She,
do you know that you shouldn't know?
I know how, I know how Dad feels. He's sad.
Hmm.
He used to be happy. Mom's dead now. She's gone.
Ah.
It
Oh.
happened so quick. She was gone. Dad's so sad. Oh, he's so sad. He's not a big man anymore. He just crouched over. He's given up. What about us?
Hmm.
Who's going to take care of us? I'm
Hmm.
afraid. Get everybody together. We gotta make a plan. Somebody's got to do something. Get out there and feed those animals. Do something.
Hmm. So is Dad not helping anymore with the chores?
No, we gotta do everything. I'm so little. I can't do it. I don't know how.
Hmm.
My brothers don't either. Oh,
Your
the,
brothers won't do it either?
they don't know how. They're more scared than I am. I don't know why I have courage. I'm scared, but I'm not that scared. They cry at night like babies.
Hmm.
Dad will get better. He will. He will. He does. He will. He has to. All right. Come on, Dad. Come on. He doesn't want to get up. I can't make him get up off the floor.
Oh. Was he drinking?
No,
Mm.
he's so sad. He loved his wife. He wasn't ready for her to go.
Who's taking care of the little kids?
We're all trying to do it. We're all trying. I feel like I'm shaken. I don't know why,
Mm.
but I don't feel like I'm scared. I feel like I'm cold. Like maybe it's winter
Mm.
time. Dad's still.
Does Dad ever get up?
I leave the house. I make a plan. My brothers were too scared. There's a lady in town at the store that we would go to. She was nice. I don't know why I want to go tell her. I don't know what to do.
Do you go tell her?
I do.
And what happens?
She comes. I think she brings people. I feel like it was a good choice, though. Everybody. Ugh, feel, why would she do that to me? They're taking us away. We're all being taken away. We're being separated. That's not right. You don't do that. Ugh. Why would they do that? Ugh.
And what happens to Dad?
I don't know. I don't know. But I'm working on a railroad now. I feel like I'm 13. Life hasn't been easy. Ugh. Ugh.
Have you seen any of your other siblings?
I think I work with one of my older brothers. But we just acknowledge each other. We don't even talk.
Do you have any dreams?
Dreams?
Yeah. Goals, dreams, desires?
I feel like the wind's been taken out of me. I'm afraid to. Because
What would happen if you,
every time
what, Go ahead.
every time I got happy, something got taken away.
Mm.
Anytime I did action, I was the reason everybody in the family got taken away. I went to that lady. She was supposed to help. It was terrible. I carried the burden of always feeling like it was my fault.
Mm.
I just shut up. I don't talk anymore. I don't talk to anybody. I think my family hates me. I
Mm,
think that's why my brother, who I yeah, I don't think he talks to me because
mm,
they all blame me for
mm.
everything.
So you have regret?
Regret of going to tell that woman.
Yeah.
I wish I never had, but I don't know what would have ended up. It was winter. We were cold, hungry. The babies wasn't going to
Mm.
survive. I'm sick of feeling like this. I hate feeling like this day in and day out.
Where do you sleep? You work on the railroad during the day. Where do you sleep at night?
I feel like I have a bunk somewhere. It's someplace I sleep every night.
Mm.
So I just know I work hard. I'm a big, big man. Nobody's going to mess with me.
Big like how your father used to be?
Bigger. I hear
Mm.
Big Ben.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I hear Big Ben. Big Ben. Big Bad Ben. People are scared of me because they don't
Do you have
talk.
a temp? Do you have a temper?
Oh, I don't talk.
Uh,
I don't let anybody close to me. Life's disappointed me.
mm.
Disappointment, I can't get it. It won't go away.
The disappointment won't go away?
No, no.
Mm.
My job is dirty. It's nasty. I'm always dirty. I saw a beautiful woman the other day, though. She wouldn't even look at me because I was so dirty. Black as
Mm.
coal. I must work with the coal.
So no more on the railroad?
I'm on the railroad, but I must. I think I scoop the coal to keep the train going,
Ah.
and I'm always dirty. She won't look at me.
Mm.
I walk by her all the time. I've saved up all my money. I have lots of money saved. I don't spend it on anything or anybody. I would like for her. I would like to spend it on her, but she won't look at me. Well, guess I gotta do something, huh?
Yeah.
I
Is there
went to
anything you could do to get her to notice you?
I, I went to the bathhouse, went to the store, bought some new clothes, got a haircut, even asked him to trim my nails. My nails are still black though. I look pretty good. I don't think I've ever looked this good. I can't even believe I'm seeing myself in the mirror. I don't think I've ever really looked at myself. I'm a handsome man. I'm not dirty anymore. Huh. She still didn't look at me.
What would happen if you went and talked to her?
I don't want to now. I mean, I went through all of
Oh,
this and she won't even look at me. Why would I want to pursue any further? That sounds
mm,
ridiculous. Oh, I went to the library. I'm at the library. I've always liked the smell of books. I'm not a good reader. Mom was only able to teach us so much.
mm,
But I love the smell of books, so I try. And that's what I do with my time.
mm,
And so I go in there. Well, that's the first time the lady ever saw me clean.
mm.
I guess it's the first time I ever saw her. Huh.
What do you mean it's the first time you ever saw her?
She was there before, but I never noticed her.
Ah,
I
a
do to,
different lady?
yeah, I do today.
Ah, you see a new lady.
Yeah. I think I was so focused on that one beautiful lady who had no desire that I missed out on all these other beauties.
Mm,
Uh, we'll be happy. I could already tell.
she likes you?
Yeah. Yep. I think we get married. We do. She's not the prettiest girl, but she really is very much in love with me.
Mm,
And I love her very much. I still see the really pretty girl. And now she wants to talk to me.
ah,
I won't even give her the time of day. Huh. We're gonna have a baby.
mm.
Yeah. Wow, she gets big. Ooh. She gets mean. She's
Oh
mean.
no.
Wow, that wasn't nice. She's really mean. She's throwing stuff at me. She's so big, she can hardly move. Oh, she hates everybody right now. I just try to make her laugh. It's not helping. I better just shut up. I'll go back to work. But I go back to work and she gets mad. I come home and she gets mad. I have a friend who told me this will end when the baby comes. I don't know. I know nothing about any of this stuff. But right now, I don't like her.
uh,
I'm scared of her. She's really mean. Holy shit. If this is what I gotta live for, I don't really want to be married anymore. Holy smokes.
mm.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Why did that happen? I don't understand it. I don't understand. I can't explain. I don't feel any different. It's her that feels different. Something happened. I don't know. Something happened when she was pregnant. Something happened to her mind.
Ah,
It's really not pretty.
is the baby born?
Yeah. She
And she's
completely
still mean?
she completely ignores the baby.
Oh,
She wants nothing to do with it. My God, I can't believe this. How is that possible? How? I try hard. I'm trying. I try to take care of the baby and her and everybody. Oh my God, it's just like my childhood again. It's all coming back.
mm,
I'm afraid to ask for help though. Because if I ask for
mm,
help, they'll take them away.
mm,
I don't ask for help. Oh, she's a bad, bad mom. She just, I don't think she wants to be. I think there's something there with her. She's not right. It's like she's possessed.
mm,
How could somebody who is so precious turn like this?
mm,
All during pregnancy. I have to put her away.
mm,
I put her in a hospital. She's gonna kill her baby. She was mean. I had to lock her in her room. I saw her standing over the baby one night. No, I don't trust her. She's jealous of that baby. She's jealous of the baby. How could a mother be jealous of her baby? I lock her away and I put her away. But that wasn't, that didn't solve my problems. She had family. Our sisters came.
her sisters came?
Yeah.
And what happened?
They started fighting over me. I told them they all needed to leave. I couldn't handle one of them, let alone all three of them. Jesus. I had a baby to take care of, family to raise, a job. I had no time to think about a wife. I had a wife. I have a wife. She's in an insane asylum. I'm very ashamed of that. Very ashamed.
Mm,
I feel like everybody looks at me like I'm a bad person. I quit talking again. I don't talk to people much.
mm,
It just seems best. This time, though, I sort of should have searched out help sooner.
mm.
But because of my previous, I couldn't. Somehow that hurt the child. The child had a handicap of some sort.
Mm.
I've had to take care of this child my whole life. Part of me feels like we die together or real close. We don't die together. My child died first. Got sick of something. I don't know. I don't know if it was measles. There's a fever. He had a terrible scarlet fever. I want to say it was scarlet fever. Yes. My heart was broken. I was so sad. But I was happy too, because I knew it was best. Because who would have taken care of him if I died first?
Mm.
There was nobody. There was nobody. I felt sad that he died first, but it wasn't long. It was days, maybe weeks. It wasn't long. I died of a broken heart. My heart was broken my whole life.
Mm.
It was a terribly sad life. I don't like that life.
Mm.
Very, very sad. Only glimpses, very few glimpses of good in that life. Tremendous amount of learning, though, I think. So sad.
Wow. But that life was heavy, but it taught you how deeply you can love, didn't it?
I'm really not sure what it taught me.
Well,
Oh,
tap
I,
into that. What lessons do you think you learned?
how to survive.
What else?
Love isn't always where you think it is. Enjoy the good while you have it.
Mm.
And always look for that good. It's there. It was a heavy life. A lot of heaviness. I don't, I don't like the way it makes me feel in my chest.
Mm.
Carried way, way too much. I always carried. He never learned to let it go.
Mm. What was he carrying when he died in his chest?
Every bit of pain that he had from the first moment of his life.
Mm.
And it just piled. It's like I don't, it's like he felt like it was his badge of honor. He was such a large
Mm,
man that maybe he had to carry all that pain. It was like his armor. He never processed any of it, though. He just carried it and carried and carried, collected dust and must. Ugh. And in some cases, mold.
mm,
Can't carry that around. Gotta let it go.
right.
It wasn't his to carry. His dad should have stepped up. His dad should have thought about more than himself for just a bit. So he never felt like he could take the time to process anything that.
Mm,
So he carried it all because he was afraid if he stopped, he would then be his dad.
ah,
So his dad went from this incredibly strong, wonderful man to this just shell of a person. I don't even know what happened to him. And that's so sad. I should have taken care of my father, but he couldn't even take care of me. That was the only thing I think I reasoned well with myself was it wasn't my job to take care of him.
mm.
But I still carried everything else. Every cry of the kids, every pleading for my sisters for just a little scrap of food. At
So
least
how about this? I'm sorry, go ahead. Please go ahead. Uh-huh.
I was gonna say it's at least that's over. I don't like it.
Yeah. So tell me, um, when you're out of the body, what happens next? You're kind of looking down at the scene, the body's there. What are you kind of thinking now that you're out of the body?
I'm dead, right? My
Yeah.
body's dead. I'm glad. Ugh, done with that. Ugh, ugh. I didn't like that life. Ugh, good riddance. I float. I go back. I want to see my child. I want to
Mm,
hug him. And my wife is there. She's back to the way she was before.
mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do
No
you
work.
feel about her there?
Oh, love, love, love. I felt the love for her the same as I did when we met.
Mm,
Yes, she was, everything was gone. Like whatever was wrong is gone. It's gone. My dad's and his normal man. They're all here to greet me. We hug. We celebrate.
Mm. So when your soul returned home, none of the burdens came with you and only love remained, right?
That's the way it feels. I remember the burdens, but I don't know as if I'd say they came with me. The memories are there, but they're like for some reason, I feel like those memories are in a box, like something
Mm.
separate. So maybe they're sealed. Like the bad memories
Mm-hmm.
are boxed up and sealed.
Mm. Got it. Mm.
Oh,
So what do you do next after you kind of have this little reunion with them? What do you do?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. It's pretty dark. I don't see anything right now. I was wondering where everybody went.
How are you feeling?
Confused at the moment.
Let's call in an angel
Okay.
or a guide
Okay.
to take you to the next step.
Okay.
Tell me what happens.
Now this guy walks in. He's got a red black plaid shirt on. He's got a set of shoulders on him that's about 12 feet wide.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the epitome of a lumberjack. Holy smokes. Like he's gonna pave the way. Yeah. He walks towards me. He's intimidating. Yeah. I feel safe though. Oh, we're walking. He's so big. And he's all mine.
What do you
My,
mean by that?
he's my spirit guide.
Mm.
Huh. Well, uh, he does take his job serious. I would have thought that they would have had my personality. He continues to stop me so he can clear the way for me. Like, like I can't do it myself.
Hmm. What's in the way that he has to clear it?
Brush, grass.
Brush?
Yeah, grass.
Ah.
He didn't want to walk the path. He wanted to walk through the woods so he could have
Mm.
something to do. He likes to keep busy, I guess. I bet you he connects me with nature.
Mm.
That's when I connect with him.
You know this guide?
Well, I feel comfortable with him.
Oh, okay.
He smells like sawdust, like wood. I've smelled that before. So I do know him. I get the name Sam. I don't know why. I don't even see a face on the guy. It's funny. I only see his backside.
Mhm.
Well, I saw the side of his face. He's just always moving, always working.
Working with lumber?
Yeah, always clearing, always making room, space for me. I feel like that's what he's doing. He's making space for me.
Mm.
Like he's uh, clearing a path, making sure that there's nothing there to trip me. Or, more importantly, that there is something there to trip me.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. He puts stuff in my path to make me stumble.
Why?
Because I go too fast.
Mm.
It slows me down, brings me back to the present moment. It makes me stop to think and remember that this moment is only for this moment. Don't think ahead or don't think behind. Just think now. Be here. Be here. Be present.
Mm.
He doesn't have a big sense of humor, though. So
Mm.
he's too studious, too black and white. But he has his purposes.
Does he talk at all or communicate at all?
Nope, he's just constantly moving. He communicates with his actions.
Mm.
That's how he communicates. But he does have a very, very deep voice. Yeah.
So he clears the way and he trips you up, depending on what you need.
Yep. Well, not
Ah.
necessarily trip me up, but he puts stuff in my way. Maybe he'll leave a log or a rock in the pathway. And I stumble. And when I stumble, it puts my nose right where it needs to be. And my eyes right where it needs to be, what I need to look at.
Mm. Mm.
Uh, I'm sure. I'm sure I have heard him talk before. I don't think he needs to, though. I don't think he needs to talk.
What do you feel you're learning from him?
How to keep going.
Mm.
You can't be afraid of what's around the corner. You just got to keep going. He just doesn't ever stop, though. It's like, come on, dude, slow down. I wish he'd slow down. He goes a little too fast for me. I can't always keep up with him. I just heard him with someone else. It wasn't a spirit guide, though. It was someone else, though. His talking isn't a talk. It's more of a grunt and groan type thing. Like what Tim Allen did.
Hmm.
Oh, 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 oh. I don't know. I get bored with him, though.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just the same thing. It's like, come on, let's go do something different. Let's find something.
So what do you do next then after you're done with him?
I want to get together with all of my spirit guides.
Mm.
He doesn't want to. I think he likes to keep me to himself. He says we're not all together at the same time.
Wait, who says this?
Lumberjack.
Ah.
He said we don't always all get together at the same time.
Ah.
That some appear when they need to. I asked him if I had part-time guides.
You did?
He didn't think that was too funny. And I guess I don't. I gotta get myself in trouble.
So ask him if he can introduce you to another one.
Yes. Let's go. He says he's going to take me to the door. Wow. Looks like my old office building. Oh my gosh. And I walk in and I go in the room. And there's a whole bunch of people sitting at the table in my old office. And they're all in the conference room. Wow.
Are they people from this life, or are they other souls, or who are they? Who are these people at the table?
What a motley crew. Holy shit. Are you serious? This is what you gave me? Oh my, we have biker dude. I don't know wow, how you're helping me. And then we have preacher man. I'm sorry, Reverend James. We have Reverend James. I'm sorry. I should have never called you that. My apologies. Is spirit guide supposed to be like this? Really? Okay. Yes, I will sit down. They want me to sit down and be quiet.
Ah.
Okay. And there's a lot of them. They didn't like the way I was describing them.
Ah.
They felt Motley Crue was inappropriate. Jesus. I'm getting chastised here. Somebody better have a sense of humor in this room. We're going to be in trouble. Oh my God. I have a nun. She's got a ruler. I'm in so much trouble. Lord help me. God dang, not my fingers. No. Oh, she doesn't look mean though. She smells sweet. Aw. Oh, I feel her love. But she keeps threatening to get my fingers with the ruler. I don't think she'll do it though, but she's just like, she's going like this with the ruler, like she's gonna hit him. But she smells like sweet roses. She smells pretty. She feels safe too. She's got a big Bible. Bigger than Reverend, yeah, bigger than Reverend James. Huh. Why is that? Huh. Interesting. Hmm. Oh, I've got a dancer. I want to. I hear Susie Q. Susie Q. She's going to keep my moves alive. We really have a. Do we have a guide that helps us to dance? Really? I don't think so. Oh, she's got to be kidding me. There's a lot of them though. It's like the introductions just keep going. Mm. Huh. I feel like the important ones are up close. The Reverend, the nun. The lumberjack. Yeah. The dancer too.
So, ah, so the lumberjack is there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's in the corner. Yeah. I got an Irish man. I talk about a short and squatty man. Oh. Uh, uh. I don't think anybody told him that whiskey wasn't allowed in the boardroom. Got a flask there. He's an old Irish man. Old, like 14th century Irish.
Ah.
He's, yeah. There's some really old ones here. And some not yet so old. I don't recognize anyone. There's nobody here I connect with. Like I could look at and say, I've known you my whole life. I feel like I know them, but they're just jabbering with each other. I don't know what we're doing. They didn't want me to talk. Huh. Oh, I hear I don't need to talk because they can hear me without talking, as I can hear them without talking. Ah. They just told me they answered a question I had earlier today.
Mhm.
Uh, what did I just say? Wow. That seemed really profound, but I can't even remember what I just said. Huh. Yeah. All right, they all want to go. They're giving me hugs. They said they were afraid of hugging me in the beginning. So
Why?
they didn't want to overwhelm me because there's so
Mm.
many of them. But we're just all doing a big group hug. Feels good. Feels safe. I feel like they know me. Or I don't know. I don't know how they know me. I feel like they should know me. I don't know. We'll see.
So who are the main guides that work with you the most? Can you ask them?
Yeah. So the nun walks forward. The lumberjack. I can't believe this, but I think my mom just walked in.
Ah,
I don't see her, but I feel her behind me with her hand on my back. Like she's pushing me. Oh, he's pushing me. He's pushing me. Um, the nun, the reverend, lumberjack. The Irish man. There's this woman. I, she's kind of like a grandmotherly type woman. She's big and round, and you hug her, and she just brings you into her bosom, and just, she feels safe. She feels like
how does it
somebody's
feel to see? She feels like somebody what?
that's gonna tuck you into bed at night, when you
Ah,
when you're a kid. Yeah. Yeah.
how does
Yeah.
it feel to see mom again?
I don't see her. I feel her
Ah,
just behind me.
okay.
I can see her.
You can or can't?
I can.
Ah, how's that? How does that go? How does that feel?
Strange. She's shorter than I remember. I'm a little taller than her. A couple inches. I still hold a little resentment that she turned her back on me. I feel like she feels ashamed. I don't know. I don't want to feel this way. I just didn't. I don't know. I
Can
don't
you
under,
tell her how you feel and see what she says?
She said she was sorry. That she was in her own pit of whatever she was in. It was pretty heavy. I chose, it's just a little girl that wanted her. You know, I understand the purpose of her going so early. I do now. I still hold the pain.
What was the purpose of her going early?
To propel me into my life of service and duty. To put me where I needed to be.
Do you still resent her?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Tell her that. And what does she say?
Well, she grabbed a hold of me and hugged me. And I all of a sudden became like 8 years old. She wanted to be a good mom. She was sorry that she couldn't be to me and my two brothers. I think the resentment I hold against her is that they got a good mom and I didn't.
Mm. The
So,
older siblings did?
yeah,
Mm.
they had such great stories about her. You know, I got a couple years of it. Sometimes you have to make do with just a little bit, is
Mm.
what I hear.
Hmm.
Gotta learn to make do with a little bit. Because maybe that's all you're gonna get.
So sometimes that's all you're going to get?
Yeah.
Mm.
I forgive you.
Mm.
I'll try to forgive her. It's important. It's almost all done. There's just a little bit more left.
What do you mean it's just a little bit more left?
Just a little bit more resentment.
Mm.
It's not much.
Can you ask one of your guides or your higher self to step forward and help you process that last little bit of resentment? What happens then?
I'll ask my higher self.
Mm-hmm.
She holds on to that.
What do you mean?
She needs to let go.
Oh,
That's old. That's old stuff. Don't carry that. It's not yours to carry. Put it in the shovel and shovel it over the backside so you don't ever have to see it again, feel it again. What your mother did to you propelled you in a direction. It would have been difficult for anybody, especially anyone your age, to go down. But you carried it. You carried it. And you
And
never
she carried in that, and you
she
never
never
complained?
complained. So they just kept giving it to her more and more
Mm.
because she never complained. Because she didn't
Who
think
kept giving her more and more?
everybody, the whole world. Because everybody thought she could handle it.
Mm.
Put that smile on your face. Fake it till you make it. She lived that motto.
And
Dude,
the same thing happened in that other life too, early death of a mother.
yes. Yes,
Is that pain still there?
it is. That pain is still there. It's hard for a little kid to watch their mother die. It's hard pain.
Mm.
We need to release that pain.
What's being done to release it?
Gathered it all. I just threw it up in the air and let it float away. It floats so easily away. Oh, oh, yes. Ah, I feel better.
Mm.
It's a big cloud.
The stuff that was released was a big cloud?
Yeah,
Mm.
it was dark. I feel sprinkles from it. It's crying. All
Mm.
right, it's good.
Mm. So look at mom. How do you feel about mom now?
She looks like a short little sailor girl. She doesn't look the same. She looks like the young woman she was when she met my dad.
Hmm.
And they were in the Carolinas. That's what she looks like now. Happy, healthy, exuberant.
Hmm. Hmm. Now that you've let go of that old cloud of grief, what would you like to say to your mom now from your whole self, not just the child who missed her?
Why are you climbing on me, Mom? Who is this? Wait, Joey, you a silly boy. I such.
What would you like to say to your mom now from your whole self, not just the child who missed her?
What do you think of me now? She's shaking her head. Only you, Jill. I'd say let's sit down and have some coffee and talk.
You say that?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's what I would say.
so can we ask your higher self to have creator now fill all the space where that grief lived with peace, warmth, and a deep knowing that you were never truly abandoned, only redirected?
Yes.
What does that look like to see that happen? All that space where the grief lived, filled with peace, warmth, and a deep knowing that you were redirected and not abandoned.
She's full of light now.
Mm.
The darkness is gone. She'll feel lighter too. There's a lot of space to be filled. She's full of
Mm.
light.
And can we have you, higher self, teach her that she's not what she carries, that she is the light that remains through it all?
It's like the forest is dark.
What does that look like to teach her that she's not what she carries, that she's light, that was here remaining through it all?
Showed her the light,
Mm.
wrapped the light around her.
Mm.
She just, she's got to start blowing her horn. I don't know.
What does that mean?
She needs to find people who think that she's a big deal or special.
Mm-hmm.
She's squashing herself.
How is she squashing herself?
Trying to make herself feel like she doesn't need anything. So she
Mm.
has enough. So she feels like she has enough. But what she's doing is she's diminishing herself.
Mm.
But everybody's, they've been hard on her.
Why
I,
is she diminishing herself?
I think she just quiets herself enough not to bring attention to herself.
What happens if she brings attention to herself? What is she afraid of?
I don't know. People start looking too close, wanting to get close. And then betray.
Mm.
It's a pattern.
Betrayal is a pattern.
Yes.
What is she meant to learn from that pattern of betrayal?
I'm not sure yet.
What does the higher self say? What lessons lie in the betrayal?
Just a minute. I got to put Jill in the trunk.
Mm.
Lies. What was the question?
The question is, what does higher self say? What lessons lie in the betrayal? There's a pattern of betrayal. What lessons lie in the betrayal?
Look into yourself.
Say it again.
Look inward to yourself. Don't look outside for answers. They don't know your answers. They only know their own. Only you know your answers. Never ask anybody a question that should only be answered by you. Betrayal is hard because it turns you brittle, bitter. What it teaches you is you have to become soft again. So it teaches you to go from the first betrayal that makes you so bitter and angry. But you have to move through that, through those feelings, and become soft and gentle. That soft and gentle is meant for yourself, not for the person that gave you the betrayal. Your path has brought you inward. It has brought you to where you need to be. You don't need people around you to clutter your mind. You need the quiet, the peace to unclutter your mind. Get rid of those beliefs that no longer serves you. Quit carrying that old burdens around. It's ridiculous. You should ask her how many times she carried, how many houses she carried a particular box to. If she told you anything less than 11 houses, she'd be lying. And there's nothing in that box that she ever needed. That box was heavy, burdensome, hard to lift. Yet she carried it around from house to house to house. And that's what's happening.
What was in the box?
Old books, heavy old books that she already read. Fiction, nothing that she'd want to read again. Some unimportant knickknacks. Just a bunch of nothing. Things that used to mean something at some point in time. But after 11 homes, that meant nothing. Much like the stuff that she carries. She's been carrying it so long, she doesn't even know why she's carrying it. She just needs to chuck that stuff. Just, it's ridiculous. But she tries. She does. She's getting a little disgusted with life, though.
Why?
No, too few joy. Too little joy.
Mm. How did that happen? Because she's carrying too much?
Yeah. That and she turned inward.
So turning inward brought her less joy?
Well, what she thinks is joy. Yes.
What do you mean?
She needs outside stimuli. And so by turning inward, she's received less of that.
Mm.
It, she doesn't like people anymore.
Because they hurt her?
Yeah.
Where did the betrayal feeling, the trapped emotion of betrayal start?
With her mom.
When she died or what?
Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
Well, even before she died, everybody else got to go see her. They never let her go see
Mm-hmm.
her.
Right.
Everybody else got to do different things. She didn't. She got left out. And even though her heart didn't harden. She threw her heart out there and threw it across the room like a frisbee. She'd give it to everyone. She's full of joy, though. She gives a lot of joy. She's like a ball of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't like that, though. They're afraid to get burnt.
Well, let me ask you this. Um, can we ask for higher self or creator to lift and dissolve every trace of that heavy energy that Jill has been carrying from this life, that other life we saw, and any in between that's not hers to carry?
Yes.
Tell me what that looks like to see that happen.
Gotta remove it out of here. Dig it in. Pull it out. Oh. There's so much. That's just it's all over. It's all gone.
Mm.
Oh. We filled it with white light. Unconditional love.
Say it again.
We filled it with unconditional love.
Ah, okay.
It's very warm, almost hot.
Mhm. Can we teach her body what it feels like to live without carrying pain as a badge of honor? Can you teach her body that?
Okay, I showed her.
Okay. And can you release the root of the betrayal wound that began with her mother's early death and ask for Creator's perspective to teach her Creator's perspective on safety, connection, and trust? What does that look like?
We just removed it.
Mm.
Oh,
And what does it feel or look like to teach her and download in her creator's perspective on safety, connection, and trust?
it feels very warm to be safe.
Mm.
I feel so warm.
Mm.
I feel like a ribbon, a silk ribbon is wrapped around me.
Mm.
Oh, it feels so soft.
Mm.
And I feel like a kitten's fur. It's like my blanket that's wrapping me up. Soft, warm, and gentle. That's what love is.
Mm.
I have filled her full of Creator's love.
Nice. Can you fill every cell in her body with the frequency of trust? Trust in herself, trust in life, trust that she is supported by something greater. And what does that look like?
Oh, looks like fireworks. Oh. 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 Trust is like a firework. You anticipate the beauty, the sound. You light it. It will explode. But then there's beauty and the awe That is trust.
Nice. Can you teach her what it feels like to connect without fear of betrayal, to attract people who love, honor, and respect her as she is? What does that feel or look like?
It feels like happiness. It feels like her smile is beaming. She knows how to do this. She needs to reach into her gifts and use her gifts. She could read every single person and tell you with great accuracy. But the minute she engages her brain, she loses a sense of her discernment. She needs to sit back and observe first. Quit listening to their words. Watch their actions. Trust your instincts. She's learning to walk away. She's not liking that, though. That's what she's got to do. People use her. She thinks that's love.
How did she confuse people using her with love?
Because when she was young, she had the responsibility of a wife, a mother, and she was just a child. And so she took on burdens and things that were so much bigger and never asked for help and never complained and just continued to produce excellent results. What would ever make
After her mom died?
yeah,
So go ahead.
what would ever make her think that she would ever get any help by doing that?
Mm.
You know, if she put herself, sometimes she just needs to put herself in a situation. I mean, come on. Would she offer help to somebody who wasn't asking it and who was doing a great job?
Mm-hmm.
No. you know. But
Does that
she,
also, does her not asking for help with the household responsibilities after mom died when she was 11 years old, does that tie back to that life we just saw where he didn't want to ask for help either?
yes, yes, they don't know how to ask. Carried that over. That's a carryover from another life. It's not that she can't ask. She can. She could delegate just fine. Now, it's
Right.
just that there's nobody to delegate it to anymore.
Mm. Can you lift the old belief that being used or needed equals being loved and replace it with Creator's definition of healthy love?
Yes.
What does that look or feel like?
Well, she had a big hole. We filled it.
Mm.
She now has Creator's definition of love and light.
Mm-hmm. And can you download Creator's truth into her of, I am loved for who I am, not for what I do, and tell us what that feels like as it integrates?
It feels like she's doing somersaults.
Mm.
Yes. It's done.
Mm.
Mm.
Can we now ask you to lift the martyr pattern, the one that says, I must carry it all alone or I have failed, and fill that space with softness, support, and sovereignty?
It is done.
Mm. Okay. Um, okay. Can you now clear the fear that causes her to override her own discernment and download into her, I trust what I feel and I trust what I know?
Yes.
What does that look or feel like when you download that?
Little lightning bolts. It's complete.
Okay. And would it benefit Jill to receive Creator's definition of discernment and reawaken that inner compass that lives in her body, not her brain?
Yes.
What does that look or feel like? To download Creator's definition of discernment and reawaken that inner compass that lives in her body, not in her brain?
We put the compass in.
Mm,
It is complete.
okay. And can you remind her and download in her, I do not need to explain, prove, or defend my intuition?
Yes.
What does that look or feel like?
It feels like warm liquid honey. It is done.
Okay. Right. Can you now teach Jill's nervous system it's safe to rest even when things are undone?
It is done.
Nice. And can you show her body, teach her body what it feels like to be supported by something greater, not just in theory, but in every cell of her body? What does that feel and look like?
She got to feel her higher self's love.
Mm.
It's done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can we now download Creator's definition of sovereignty so she understands that choosing ease is a strength, not a weakness, and teach her what it feels like to live in her sovereignty and tell us what that looks like as you do it?
Pulling out the darkness.
Say it again. At what's the darkness?
Pulling out her darkness
Ah.
and replacing it with a purple light. It's complete.
Mm-hmm. Can you fill every cell in her body with the knowing that it's safe to be open again? Not for everyone, but for the right people?
It's done.
Nice. And can you teach Jill what it feels like to be whole and loved, even if she didn't get the mother she wanted? What does that look like to teach her what it feels like to be whole and loved, despite not having the mother that she wanted?
It is done.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what would it look like to wrap her inner child in light and finally let her rest? Can you do that and tell us what that looks like as you do it?
Yes. I took her inner child, wrapped her in a white cloth of love, and wrapped her tightly. It tucked her right up in where she will feel love. It is complete.
Nice. Can you help Jill release the belief that dimming herself keeps her safe? Pull that out, send it to Creator's Light, and replace it with the truth that her light is what guides others. What does that look like?
Mm. Mm. Repeat the question.
Yeah. So can you teach Jill? Can you pull the belief from Jill that dimming herself keeps her safe? Send that up to Creator's Light, that belief, and replace it with the truth that her light is what guides others.
It is complete.
Nice. Is there any remaining karmic imprint from that past life, watching his mother die and then later having to institutionalize his wife, that Jill is carrying now? Or is that resolved?
She carries.
Can you clear that karmic imprint from her records now and teach her the difference between responsibility and self-sacrifice? What does that look or feel like?
It feels warm. It's done.
Nice, thank you. Does she carry a vow that says, I must carry everything or I'll become like my father?
Not in this lifetime.
Okay.
In this lifetime, she's afraid to become her mother.
Mm. Become like her mother, how?
Weak.
Mm.
Unable to
I'm sorry?
care for herself, her children.
How has that vow served her? Helped her?
It hasn't.
It
It,
hasn't?
it doesn't.
Having a vow of not becoming weak, didn't that help her stay strong though?
It did, but it backfired.
How?
She was so afraid of becoming weak that she worked so hard at being strong. What she didn't realize, it's all balance.
Mm.
It's not about being strong all the time. No one can carry it all the time. Everyone needs
Mm.
help with the load. She's been a one-man band.
Is she ready to let that vow go and receive Creator's definition of balance instead?
She would take balance.
But not give up the vow?
She wants to be alone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She wants to. She feels
She feels what?
she feels like this time was an opportunity for her to practice her gifts, practice discipline with those gifts. But she kind of lacks trust in herself with what she's hearing or feeling is true.
Mm.
She reads her cards. She'll take a picture of it and then reread that same picture the next day. I've tried telling her. Of course, the reading's going to be different the next day because the energy is different.
Mm.
Can't do that.
New day, new cards, right?
That's right. She's not keeping track of all of the wins that she's had. She needs to.
Mm.
She's had a lot more wins than she thinks she's had.
Mm.
And those people falling away from her, she needs to let them tumble.
Mm. Because everything happens for a reason?
Yeah, that they're not for their highest good. Jill's had a hard time determining the difference between true people and people who just want to suck her energy. Because she has a lot of energy. And she gives it away freely. She's learning to block it, to keep herself guarded. Or not guarded, but
more protected?
yes. She never knew how to protect herself.
Mm.
And she doesn't trust her feelings because she feels everybody else's feelings. So she never knows what's hers. She's learning now that she has stillness. She's allowed herself to get a little lazy with meditation. She needs to spend more time in that. And
How will that
understanding
benefit her? I'm sorry, go ahead.
and understanding that meditating does not have to be done in a chair in the house. It should be done outside. It should be done in
Mm,
nature. It should be done under the sun, listening to the birds, and just being present. Breathe and be present. She tries to do all these miracle things in her brain. It's like she's an architect. Like she's got Legos in there. She controls too much. She's got better at that though. But she always has to find a new way. There's got to be a new, better way. If there is, Jill will find it. Instead of just staying with the basics.
Mm.
Just like what she used to teach her people. She always used to teach them, go back to the basics. And that's what she needs to do. Go back to the basics. Just be present, breathe, and be thankful for the opportunity.
To be on Earth?
To be able to be present.
Mm.
Not everybody can be.
Right. So would it benefit her now to have the, well, actually, let me do this. What is it in her that needs to be healed or shifted in order for her to learn how to trust herself?
Quiet her mind and be present. When she does this, she just sits still and breathes and empties her mind. She doesn't need a guided meditation to take her there. She could go there so quickly. She gets wrapped up in these guided meditations. You got to sit just right and do all this. She has the ability to hook into that in a moment's notice.
Mm.
Just by taking a deep breath. She's got a bird feeder at every window. Just sit and look. As hard as her life has been, that it has. She's learned a lot. This was a learning life for her. But it was so divinely orchestrated. If she only knew a sliver, she would be astounded.
Tell her a sliver.
She is always at the right place at the right time. So many.
Is there an example you can give her?
Yes. She met her best friend. And that was divinely orchestrated. And she knew it. Because after they started talking, and she kept thinking she knew her. Here they worked for the same company. They've been to the events together and didn't even know it. But yet she did. And she knew. And they were perfect. They were two sisters from a previous life.
Mm. Nice.
She's had a lot of really good people in her life, but they don't stay long. They're very short. And that's hard for her to deal with. She had her traumas laid out very systematically in her life. Every decade, she had traumas laid out for her life. And she didn't heed any warnings.
So the warnings were there?
It was a hard life. Yes. We were in council together.
And it was more difficult because she didn't listen to the warnings. Is that what you're saying?
She just was insistent on having a very difficult life, the most difficult
Why?
she could. She wanted us to progress. She doesn't want to. She would prefer, if she could, to be in. She wants to be done with Earth.
Mm.
Earth's a tough school, but the minute she gets on the other side, she forgets, and she wants to come back.
Is she likely to come back again after this one?
I don't feel like she is.
Mm.
I don't know.
So she took a doozy this time?
I can't. I think she becomes an animal.
Mm.
She's not human. It's not a human life.
Mm.
She could have taken a break.
Uh, so people can go back and forth between humans and animals, right?
Yes. 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 Many times, if a soul's had difficult lives, they'll choose a life of an animal just so they can feel the essence of living.
Mm.
Whereas such as if you're a deer, you you're nurtured, you're loved, you have all those same emotions as feelings as you do as a human. You get that from being a young fawn. And then in adulthood, you care for yourself. So there's a certain sense of vibration that comes with when you are a deer that stays with you. And it helps heal you. It helps heal, maybe not heal you, but heal or soften or maybe it wasn't time for another reincarnation. But it was time for another reincarnation of a different form,
Mm.
a shorter life. If you chose to come back as a tortoise, well, you're taking on a much longer time period. But then again, time is not real. Time is only with you.
Right. Mm.
She would do best to wake up in the morning, she's breaking generational trauma
Mm.
that was carried by her mother, her grandmother, her great grandmother. It was carried back for so long. And that's just on her mother's side. She's stopping a lot of this stuff. She says the buck stops here.
Mm. She sounds like a strong soul.
So was Ben. Ben was a strong soul too.
Mm.
They're
Then from
very,
the other life?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
they're very much alike. They carry much the same, many of the same similar traumas.
So is she helping to heal him by healing herself here?
Oh, that will definitely be the case. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. And she also wants to stop her family lineage of carrying on some of these terrible curses of not curses, but just heavier burdens that shouldn't fall on young little souls.
Mm.
But it's a path that she chose to walk. And part of her knows that she chose to walk that. And so part of her says, if I chose to walk it, why am I hurting from it?
Mm.
Oxymoron.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to understand. She overthinks it and just it's like has this chatterbox going on in her head. She needs to listen to me more. I try to contact her.
How can she listen to you? What can she do to listen to you more?
Quiet her mind and trust that what she hears is coming from me.
Mm.
I know she thinks she's witty, but not all the stuff comes from her. She gets some of her stuff from me.
She was hoping that you were funny.
Oh, I'm not as funny as her.
What
Not in the least.
are some other names she has had, or characters or personalities from other lives?
Ben,
Mm-hmm.
George, Scarlett. I can't. I can't quite catch this name. Julia, Annie, Olivia, Jonathan.
Any
Carl.
lives on planets other than Earth?
I'm not sensing any.
Has she been an animal before?
Yes. She's
What
been
was her
a
favorite?
mouse
What did she like about that?
stealing the food. Just being free, running, always being free. Little thieves they are, though.
What else has she been?
A horse.
Ah, did she like that?
Oh, she was a strong horse. She was a Clydesdale. Big, 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 big. 15 hands? 20 hands? She was big. I bet a bird, an eagle. Eagle claws joined together, flying. The two eagles joined and they fly and they just go around and round and around in circles and stay in the sky. That feeling is the most amazing feeling ever.
Hmm. Why is she so big about truth in this life?
She was, I think she was a judge. Or did she just feel like she was judged?
Does she have any kind of connection to the law of truth by any chance, or no?
She was a judge.
Okay.
She was a judge in a past life. A very good judge, a very loyal judge. Judge McAmee? McAmar? McAmee? I don't McAmar? Something like that. Maca. Kind of sounds Irish.
Maccabee or no?
Maca. Macamar. Maca. McAmee. It's a MC. It's like there's an MC with another MC. Because I see MC square.
Mm-hmm.
It's in her blood.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't like lies.
Are
And
there any
that's,
remaining less? I'm sorry, please go ahead.
well, the lies. She doesn't like, because she felt like the truth was never fully ever told to her.
Mm. Mm.
People had a tendency to keep things from her to protect her, but it didn't protect her. It protected them. That way they didn't have to show up.
Right.
A lot of people walked away from their duties.
In the other life and this life, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. In this life, she had so many people around her that could have helped her, and they chose not to.
Mm.
She had sister-in-laws that could have helped, that could have taught her things. Here there was a family full of grown women, and here a little girl was making dinner.
Mm.
None of it ever made sense. It was almost like what was up should have been down, and what was down should have been up.
Mm. So why did it happen that way? Why did no one step up? Was it meant to happen that way?
Yes,
Why?
she would have never been strong.
Mm-hmm.
She would have relied on everyone, and everyone would have taken advantage of her and broken her. She would have become broken very early. She kept her strength, but it kept her straight up, kept her head in the right spot. She didn't get involved in anything bad, or relatively not even with bad people. Terrible choice of men. Well, she'd go from one bad to the next bad. All of them always reminiscent of her past, of her life.
Are there
They,
any remaining lessons that her soul wants her to learn in this lifetime that she has not yet mastered?
oh yes.
What would that be?
Giving up judgment. Judgment of herself, judgment of others. She's been working on that though for a long time. She is getting and working harder at it. She needs
What
to
else?
learn. She needs to learn
I'm
to
sorry, she needs.
ask for help.
Mm,
And she'll have no choice but to ask for help. Life has a way of doing that to you. If you don't want to learn the lesson, it's okay. We'll wait. We're patient. I'll wait.
mm.
But it's not that way for her. She wants to learn the lessons. She wants to get them out of the way.
Any other lessons she has yet to learn in this lifetime?
Releasing people that no longer serve her.
Mm. What is the biggest block to her learning to release people that no longer serve her?
She's afraid she's given up on them too soon. She's afraid that it goes back to her previous life when she went and asked for help. And asking that one person for help tore her whole family and her whole life down a trajectory of something he could never imagined. So she carries that. That makes her afraid to make choices. But choices have to be made. She's much easier at making those choices if they only involve her.
Say it again, but what?
If those choices only involve her,
Uh-huh. What about it?
she can make those easily.
Mm.
But it's when they involve other people
Mm.
that she worries that the choice will have a negative impact on them.
Mm.
And she even has it in her head that, what if I learn it all? What then? Like that's possible.
Does her like that's possible? What does her soul believe that she has failed in her mission because of her health, or does her soul see things differently?
Her health. There's twofold in her health. One, and yes, her soul has a regret. And that comes from her smoking and her inability to quit smoking early enough. But the others, her other illnesses, were brought on from a combination of stress in the body, holding stress. She holds a tremendous amount of stress. As well as environmental factors, I guess we'd say. But her rheumatoid arthritis was definitely to slow her down and to get her to stop and smell the roses. She's progressed so far in her spirituality. She doesn't even recognize herself sometimes.
Is there any healing you can give her for the arthritis?
Yes.
What can you do for her now?
Pull that out of every bone and joint. Send that back to Creator. And receive warm liquid filling every joint. So warm. It feels so good. It is done.
Is there any healing you can give her for the COPD? Cleansing and clearing her lungs, maybe? Rejuvenating them?
I'll try.
What does that look like?
I was able to give her a breath of fresh air. We can't heal her lungs.
Why not?
We can make it easier for her to breathe. The damage is so bad.
Is it genetic or from the smoking or both?
It's both. She would need many, many sessions. And even then, I'm not sure. But we will heal her.
Let me ask you this. Could you do something radical for her in what I call psychic surgery? And take a carbon copy of her lungs before she started smoking. Make like a 3D imprint of them, clear, clean, and lay it over top of her current lungs and allow her current lungs to disintegrate while the new lungs form and take shape and place and replace the old ones.
Yes.
Can you do that now?
Let's try. It's not perfect, but it's so much better. She has a few spots that's still carried over. But if she could practice visualizing her higher self, soul rather, opening her chest and setting a new set of white lungs. Not black, not gray, white, clean, fresh. See them expand. Watch them go. She can get healing. It will take work.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. So what about this? Can you set a tonal frequency in her lungs that is harmonious and sounds like the sound that would be given off by perfectly healthy lungs, and set that tone in these new lungs and let that play and play and play on automatic to help them fully heal even the other spots that were left on them. And help them be beautifully integrated and accepted by her body. And tell us what that looks like.
Yes. It's done.
Okay. Will that help?
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to connect to her son's higher self and ask her son's higher self if he would be open and receptive to having a baby in the womb healing done on him, where you go back, where his higher self or creator goes back to the time when he was in his mother's womb, and surround him with a bubble of unconditional love and light while he's in the womb? Would he be willing to receive that?
Let me check. Yes, he would be willing.
Okay. Can you witness his higher self doing that for him and tell us what that looks like as it happens?
Yes. Just wrapping him in white, Creator's white light. Love. Placed him back in the womb for him to feel safe, warm, and loved. It is complete.
Okay. Can we do the same for Jill when she was a baby in her mother's womb?
Yes.
What does that look or feel like for her?
Mm. It feels calm. It's done.
I want to talk a little bit about her son. One second. Let me find questions about her son. Have her and her son had other lives before? And if yes, what happened in those other lives that maybe led to the current relationship that they have today?
They've had many lifetimes together,
Mm,
many different roles. I don't see.
was he the wife that went crazy or no?
No.
Okay. well, let me take it to now. She worries, what if cutting out the relationship with her son is not the right thing to do? But then she said she also knows that it is, but she wants peace about it. So what do you have to tell her about this situation, about him? Without him, she feels like she has no one. But she's also starting to see that he's maybe very likely a narcissist, and it's hard
He
to be
is.
around him.
He is a
Okay.
narcissist. She needs to look at other relationships that she's cut out. Does she regret those? Does she miss them? Use that same thinking. If someone is in our life and they're not treating us well, we allow them to stay in. That's not on them. That's on us. We're not caring for ourselves. So she's not showing herself any love by keeping that nonsense in her life.
Mm.
And when she takes it out, she'll start seeing the blessings.
Right.
She'll see the blessings. She has others in her life.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just have to forge with those individually. The problem she has right now is it's different. She relied on him to help her. She could figure it out. There's others to help.
So what is going on with her son? Is there some sort of entity attachment that's affecting him, or why does he act the way he does?
Let me look. Oh, yeah, there's a dark entity. It made its attachment.
Can you
It
ask
may,
his higher self why he's allowing this? If he is allowing it?
it came to him through his addictions.
Mm.
It grew. It grew in strength when he was in prison. He turned away from the Creator, took his trust away from there, opened himself up. The alcohol opened him up. Alcohol opens everybody up to dark entities. Puts
Does it have to
holes.
be addiction? It
No,
puts holes in the, I'm sorry?
no. There's alcohol could alcohol is the worst thing to consume for your spirituality.
How come?
You look like a piece of Swiss cheese. You have all these holes where these lower demonics can enter into your field. If those holes are open too long, they'll stick around. And that's how they got there. And he's never chose to push them away.
Is he learning lessons by having this attachment?
Oh, of course. We learn lessons regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is a lesson. Everything teaches us. It's a matter of, are we going to learn? Are we going to see it? Most people don't even see their lessons for what they truly are. Some people see a lesson and all they see is bad, negative. They don't see the blessings that are behind it. He's got to make the choice. He can remove those entities if he chooses to. But those have to be his choices. Nobody else. She can't help him. She can't help. It'll hurt her.
What would help her? What would help ease the pain and give her peace in this situation?
She needs to find somewhere to direct her love. Whether it's in a person, a project, a community, or her pets or something, her grandchildren. She's got to direct her love in a direction that will bring her fulfillment too. She needs to quit thinking of her illnesses as a limitation. She may not be able to walk as much, talk as much, or to run, to do those things, but she could still be present. She's a hell of a teacher if people would listen. And it's too bad her son won't listen. She'll be his biggest regret.
Did Scott, her ex, end up having dark attachments and that's why he was so evil?
Oh, he was a narcissist from I have to use the restroom.
Mm-hmm. Now, we were talking about Scott. If Scott had any dark attachments and that's why he was so evil. So what do you have to say about Scott?
He had darkness. He chose that darkness.
Mm.
This was a choice. But his narcissism came from his childhood.
Mm.
Yeah. There's a lot of dark around him when I look at him.
Mhm.
There's darkness around the whole family.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah. There's some bad vibes that came from that.
Jill has felt like a lot of people in this life have been out to get her, even though she feels like she turned out to be a really good person. Is there any truth to that belief that others have been out to get her? And if yes, what is the story or energy behind that?
There's truth. She it's to remind her she needs boundaries. Her boundaries are not good, clear, concise. She can't be afraid of boundaries. People walk without boundaries, they walk all over you without even knowing it. So when we don't carry boundaries, we're not being very fair to others because our boundaries show them what they can and can't do. And so when we don't carry boundaries, people walk all over us. They take advantage of us. And this is part of her problem. If if she just sat down and created a generic list of boundaries that she could put in place for when she went out in public and around people that are acquaintances to her. Other people feel more comfortable too when they know what your boundaries are. She looks at boundaries in the opposite manner of what they really are. She sees them as bad, when in actuality, they're as good as discipline. We all need discipline. We just need it in the right manner. She needs to use her discernment with her friends. She gets used a lot because of her energy. She is a bubbling piece of joy. And people love just to suck on that joy and just suck it all up and take it away. And it leaves her drained. And then she doesn't know what to do. And then she gets frustrated. She needs to learn to pray for her people, to have her people come in. The universe will bring them to her. The universe has showed her this before. All she has to do is ask, and it will give her. We have shown her many examples of this. Yet she seems surprised when we deliver.
Mm-hmm.
That she'll go around and praise us and tell everybody about us because she's so happy. But then she just forgets about it. She kind of forgets to have trust in us.
Mm.
But we are here for her. I think she's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. Never had sliced bread, but I guess I hear it's good. But no, it's just she overthinks it. Not everything has to be complicated. It's just because her past was complicated and she had a lot of chaos in her life, a lot of drama that she didn't bring into it. Other people brought in this drama, this chaos into her life. And so there was chaos and there was drama. Well, when there's not chaos and there's not drama, that should feel good. That she needs to start trusting that. You don't have to have chaos and drama.
Mm.
But if there is chaos and drama, that doesn't always mean that is bad. She runs from chaos and drama. She wants quiet, solitude, peace. She doesn't like any of that noise. She doesn't want noise in her life. I mean, she wants noise of music and noise of talking, but she doesn't want nonsense, and she won't take nonsense. Nonsense is for nimwits. But Scott coming into her life she prayed for him. She asked for him. We just gave her what she asked for. He was a lot.
Can you give her, can you download in her creator's definition of healthy boundaries, and have her definition of healthy boundaries match creator's definition of healthy boundaries, and tell us what that looks like?
Yes. So I'm removing her boundaries. That isn't much. Setting him up. Creator. He's setting him back. She'll do better with these boundaries.
Mm.
She wants
Mm.
boundaries. She really does. She's constantly talking about them. And she does a pretty good job with boundaries, actually. I don't think you should let her fool you. The only place that she's really bad with boundaries, I think, is with her son.
Mm. What's the boundary she needs to have there? No contact?
She's already seen the blessings that has come in from that. No contact. She received blessings immediately. and has received multiple blessings. That's how she knows what she's doing is right.
Mm.
She needs to pay attention. Blessings are something that we need to notice. We need to take the time to notice our blessings. She practiced gratitude very well. But if she could add into that of recognizing those blessings when they come in, it would benefit her. And she would know that we were here and she isn't alone. Because she isn't
Mm.
alone. She has her whole spirit team. She has her higher self. She has creator. So she's not alone. She sometimes, every once in a while, gets into her little pity party.
Oh, I think we all do.
But I think what she needs to do is take a ride with that pity party out in the middle of nowhere and go out and scream and actually let it out. She has a pity party and it's all in her head. And then guess what? She holds it all in her body and never releases it.
Mm.
So have all the pity party you want, but release it. Yell, scream. She needs to yell and scream. She's a loud one anyways. But by going within, she's become very quiet. And so she kind of thinks she's lost her voice. She hasn't. It's just now her voice sometimes needs to be heard screaming when before she was told not to. But this is good. Release is good.
Crying is a release too, isn't it?
It is. It's a very good release to cry. She doesn't cry easy. She sees that as a form of weakness. She was taught,
Mm.
let me put it this way, she doesn't see it as a form of weakness any longer, but it was taught to her that you couldn't show emotion. You couldn't cry. You couldn't do any of that. You couldn't show
Mm.
sadness, happiness. Any emotion was too much of an emotion for anyone to handle when she was young. She was like a stick of dynamite. Small and mighty, but powerful punch. Hear it for miles. She's not somebody you want to get mad.
Mhm.
I think she'd scare me.
What about these ladies in this pool league? Are they good for her?
They were. They were. Some are. Some are jealous of her. Some are. There's two that are just evil, have evil in them, on them, around them. One, there's one that is not evil, or no dark entity. She's
What about her drinking when she plays pool? You talked about drinking. Is that okay for her?
That's a double sword for her. When when she drinks, her inner child comes out and plays. So it is good for her inner child. But the problem lies with Jill. Jill doesn't. Jill sees everyone with rose-colored glasses when she's drinking. She doesn't have a discernment or the ability to determine if somebody is being deceitful or if they're being straight with her when she's drinking. And so she gets taken advantage of. But no, those ladies are bad. They're not good. She needs to walk away. They don't have her best interest at heart. Two of them have done very bad things to her in the last 2-3 weeks. Since Pam died, her teammate. It's like they looked at her. Strange. So when her teammate died, and they went and played, they became jealous of her that night. They knew that she had the power. They saw her have power that night. They saw her have power, the ability to connect with Pam. And they were jealous because they did not. She talked so openly about it to them as if everybody else had the same abilities. But it would be best if she would just part ways. She could do that quietly. There does not have to be a storm. Jill doesn't leave noisily anyways. If Jill was to leave you, you wouldn't even know it. You know it because all of a sudden you realize you haven't seen her in 2 months. She doesn't make the announcement. She just doesn't. She hasn't cut out enough people, though. Actually, there's some people she's cut out that she shouldn't have, and vice versa.
Say that again. Say that last one again.
She's cut off people that didn't really deserve it.
Mm.
It's just her tolerance is getting very low. If she sees a potential in them of doing any harm, she'll cut people out. She's like the Zorro of cutting people out. But that is her power skill, is to be able to build boundaries to cut people out. But by that time, her boundaries are too late. But she is comfortable with doing that. But yet not comfortable in setting boundaries, day-to-day boundaries, and enforcing them. And that comes from pleasing everybody when she was a young girl.
Mm.
And always bending to everyone else's needs before her own. She learned that at such a young age. Most women don't learn that until they have their first child.
I want to switch gears a little bit and say her Joey, her cat, has really bad arthritis. Does this have anything to do with her arthritis? Is he taking on some to help her out, or what's going on there?
Let's look. Oh, they have a deep soul connection. It's very beautiful. And yes, he has taken on, he helps her deal with her emotions. He absorbs her negative the energies that she feels and that she brings home.
Mm.
And he helps transmute those for her. Yeah, he's absorbed her energies around her pain. She knew this though. This she knew. He's a he was
Would she
brought
be okay? And would he? I'm sorry, he was brought what?
he was brought to her for him to heal
Would
her.
she be? Oh, okay. Well, how about if we change it a little bit? Would she be okay? And would he be okay with changing the way he helps her heal by doing this? Um, Instead of taking on the negative emotions and energies, could he be a super shiny, bright white beam of healing light that just radiates light to her, her emotions, her body, reflecting back to her creator's love and healing and light, and transmute them that way, so he has no need to take these on, while at the same time beaming that love and light and healing energy to her?
Yes.
What does it look like to work that out with his higher self and you?
I asked his higher self to envelope him and make it so. And it is done.
Mm. Can her cat's higher self give him some of that healing light directed in to him now to help him with his health issues?
Yes.
What does that look like?
Looks like a furry mess.
It looks like what?
Furry mess. There's fur everywhere. Get out of here. It is done.
Okay. Are there any other messages, homework, assignments, direction, guidance, anything remaining you can share before we end?
Sit every day, clear your mind, and breathe. That's all you have to do.
Be more of a human being instead of a human doing?
That's right. Work at your discernment and leave the other stuff to the higher self and your spirit team. Bring out that inner child. Let her play. Laugh. Find your tribe, even if your tribe is one person. Just find someone who believes in what you do, thinks like you, and wants to listen to you. And treat everyone as if you just found out their whole story. And use your compassion in that manner. Start some form of movement. Move your body a little bit more than what you have been. It's been winter, but with the spring, remember what brings you joy, and whatever it is, just go after it.
If she makes all these changes that you've recommended to her and combined with all this healing she got today, what can she expect to see different or changed?
She maybe will do a cartwheel.
Mm.
No, she'll feel. She. It will give her the ability to take joy from the moments and not in an event or waiting for the event to take joy from. There's joy from the moment you wake up. And she knows that. She does. She finds joy in all of the little things, but it's also when we're not trying to remember to find those joys that we have to find them. When we're doing the mundane things such as out grocery shopping and stuff like that. There's joys out there as well. And just laugh. Make everybody laugh. Because people only remember how you make them feel.
Mm.
They never remember. Rarely do they remember what you say, just how they make you feel.
Mm.
She wants people to remember her because she made them feel good. Or she made them laugh, or whatever it may be.
Is there anything else, or is this a good spot to end?
I think this is a good spot.
Okay. Hit record. You didn't fall asleep. You were so like just on a roll, and that's why we just went so late. I was like, this is just too good. That's a line from The Incredibles, right? Oh, this is just too good.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
you can't believe it's this late. It is 11:47
Oh my
p.m. for you.
gosh. What time? We started at 7:15.
7:15.
Wowzers.
Yeah. So, okay. How did that feel? You
Like an
were trying to
hour?
block yourself in the beginning. You were trying to block yourself. I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, no, I had to use your little trick. I don't know how many times I got out of that Uber car, put my ego in the trunk. It didn't know enough to stay there. That little snot kept coming out and sneaking in. Jesus.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
my
yeah,
my higher self was very patient though. Stop the Uber
yeah.
every time.
2 seconds. I'm just letting my dog in. Come in
Yep.
here, baby. Come on, baby. Um, yeah. Well, you struggled just for a brief moment in the beginning, but then you saw that past life, which had so many similarities to your current life. It's crazy, right?
I remember sitting there waiting to see something. I mean, I remember going up on the cloud, and I mean, it was this wonderful
Yeah.
sensation. I couldn't see anything. But then
Hmm.
I don't know, you asked me to direct my attention somewhere else. And then I felt the grass. It was like I felt it on my hands.
Uh,
It was just, that was wonderful. And the feeling that he had as a child was wonderful. That was a wonderful, he had a very, very,
mm,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, so going back really quickly too, it felt like an hour. You said
Jesus.
there's no sense of time doing this, is there?
None, absolutely
Yeah,
none, none.
yeah,
I had none. There was a couple times that I could feel my ego, before I put her back in the trunk. Um, she would come through and I'd start saying to myself, why am I hearing this? What's going on? It was just like what you in that I felt like I could hear you saying what you did in your in that that short video about preparing you for
yeah,
it, because it was so
yeah,
true. It was like, girl, it's okay.
yeah,
You just need to
yeah.
get your ego back in the trunk. And as long as I could visualize the ego there, and then
Good. I'm
I
glad I said
did
that. Yeah.
well, and I just visualized it as a board right down the middle of my brain to cut off my
Mm,
my left brain from my right brain, and I tried to stand on
right.
the right side, and I visualized that. So it was, I think it was very helpful to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But
So what kind of stands out to you the most as like, oh, wow, from the session? I mean, do you remember a lot of it? or no? You're from your higher self speaking and meeting your whole team and seeing all the different personalities of the nun and the reverend and
Oh gosh, I forgot about that. Yes, in my old work building. What a strange place to be, too. I mean, I was like, wow. Yeah, what a strange group. There's a lot of them. A lot
a
more than I
big team.
expected. Yes. Um, and from different time periods of life too. Like somewhere from, you know, completely different time periods. And I think the biggest thing that stuck out to me is the reverend and the nun. They sat on opposite sides of the table. I don't know why that sticks out to me as funny. I kind of think they maybe don't get along. No. I'll have to inquire on that one sometime in meditation. But
Well, and I'm wondering if any of these, I didn't think to ask. I wonder if any of them are past versions of you,
oh,
other lives. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I could say none of them look like me, but of course I wouldn't.
Of course they wouldn't.
Because I don't know what I look like in a past life until I go
Right.
there,
Well,
which
you
I'm
saw
very
Big Ben.
surprised. You know,
You saw Big
yes. I
Ben.
mean, and I'm so little, you know, I'm just 5'2".
Yeah.
I'm just, you know,
Yeah.
and he was huge. He was a huge, huge, huge man.
Wow.
Well, yeah,
So,
I'm going to have to do a
what
lot of
about,
thinking on him because, you know, there's a lot of
yeah.
parts to him that were, he was an oxymoron, you know, the beginning when that little boy was so happy in his heart. I mean, oh my
Mm,
God. It was devastation hit there quickly, you know, which probably leads to a lot of, like you said, it's a lot of similarities. Wow. Too many similarities. So I wonder if possibly some of my feelings are exasperated or not exasperated, that wouldn't be the word, um, or expanded because of that lifetime. You know, like
mhm.
I would typically only feel it halfway, but now I'm feeling it 2.5 times, you know, the amount.
That were left unhealed in that other life, right?
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how all the healed, all the healing that we did. Wow. It was funny. I had extreme ear ringing today. And just before our session, it stopped, which I was very glad because it was very, very loud. It just started to get in this
Yeah.
ear. And it's my right ear. I was like, really? Seriously? But yeah, no, that was fabulous.
I guess they were getting you ready,
Who's that?
your team.
I guess. I questioned whether or not had gotten ready enough for them today, but
I
I did work at just
think maybe they
talking
were
to them.
attuning you. Yeah, and they were probably just attuning you.
Yeah, I talked to them a
Getting
lot
ready to
today,
connect.
just asking
Ah,
them and telling them what I was doing and what I wanted to do, and to accomplish. So they were all aware. I mean, obviously they were aware because they all showed up. They all showed up. I remember counting at one point in time. I want to say I remember the number 13. I don't know if that's right though. I'll have to wait and listen to the recording, see if I counted them
yeah.
off.
See if you can kind of go back into it, right? Like
Yeah.
kind of go back there. You know what? Listen to the recording and go back to that place
Oh yeah.
and put yourself right back in there again. You know what I
I'm
mean? And be
thinking
like,
that would
hey,
be pretty
guys, you showed
easy.
up once. You showed up once. Come on, let's go. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we've all had some of the greatest meditation sessions where, you weren't expecting to have all of that
Yeah.
happen, and bam, there it is.
Yeah.
And even after those sessions, I've always said to myself, I and I know I'll do it. I'll start questioning myself. Did you make that shit up? Did you
Uh,
make that up? Come on. But
yeah.
that's just your, like you said, your ego comes into play.
Yeah. Just
And
your ego. You just
uh,
got to ignore it.
well, the ego won't let us ignore it in the
Right. Well,
earthly.
you just go, but it's whatever you choose to focus on is going to become louder.
Yes.
You just have
Yeah.
to start focusing on that other voice, and that will become louder, and the ego won't be as loud.
Yeah. Well, if you heard everything I was saying to my ego when I was throwing it in the trunk, I'm so glad I kept that to myself.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. So, the stuff about your son was interesting. We got a lot of healing. Okay, so those lungs,
Oh,
how was
yes.
that?
Well, that breathing, that was strange because when you put the artificial ones and the other in my lungs disintegrated, it was like I could smell mint, peppermint. It was like it's like I had, some essential oils on one of my volcanic stones, and I was smelling it because I'll put peppermint
Oh,
oil. I have a volcanic stone necklace, and it
okay.
helps me with my breathing sometimes if I get asthmatic or
Ah,
anything like that. And so, yeah. Afterwards, though, whatever we were doing afterwards. Oh, didn't I get up to go to the bathroom or something? Yes. Was that
okay.
shortly after that I went to the
Yeah, it
bathroom,
was shortly after that. Uh-huh.
or before?
Yeah.
Anyways, when I started to having to breathe, I felt like I was going to go into a panic attack there for a minute. I'm like, and so I had to change my breathing because it was just like, oh, don't do that. Don't do that. But no, that'll be very
What do you mean?
interesting to see. Well, because I felt like I was hyperventilating because I was trying to get into that state, but I wasn't breathing right. And I needed more oxygen. So I needed to have more of a 4-second breath. Instead, I was trying to do a 6-second breath. And it's like, oh no. So
Ah,
I needed to release some of the carbon monoxide, is what I needed to do. But that happens sometimes when I am doing deep breathing, is it'll make me sometimes, if I'm not cautious, I'll almost pass out because I'll
mm,
hyperventilate.
right.
And next thing I know,
Well, I'm asking Chat to write you Chat GPT to write you a meditation specifically for that visualization with your lungs and the tone and all of that. So we'll get that. Oh, that'll be part of your spiritual toolkit.
oh wow, that'll be great. Yes,
So
yes,
yeah, Chat can write that, and then you can just record it on your phone or something.
yeah, yeah,
You don't even need music for it. It's just visualizing, leaving long spaces in between when
yeah,
you record it, so you can visualize. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. So that'll be part of it.
Yeah,
So,
that'll be fun, 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 fun.
are you
I'm,
glad you did it?
I am. I'm very glad.
Yeah.
Very glad, and I'm glad it's over too. you
Yeah.
know,
Why?
well, no, it's just like I put a lot of work into everything. It's like, Jesus, I feel like this is a full-time job. No, no, because now I want to start working on the after, the doing all the implementing the
Yeah.
stuff that we learned, and implementing the healing, and implementing all of that. And wow, Joey's looking all around over above my head. It's like he can't, and he's looking up. It's like, yeah, I know, Joe. There's a lot of us here.
Joe the cat, right? Joe,
Yeah.
your cat.
I felt him a couple times.
He was around in the picture a bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But he didn't seem to be disturbing you or anything, so I just kind of let it be. And that was pretty cool about Joey. So just remind Joey that, that's not the way you help me heal anymore. We do it this
Oh,
new way
yes.
now,
Yes.
right? This is the new way. So, I'm giving you permission again to be the light beam that sends light and healing energy to me and not taking on the dark stuff. We're just going to let the light, like a laser beam, just blast that dark stuff right out and, basically
Blow it up.
obliterate it.
Yep.
Yeah, blow it up. Yeah, let it float up to creator, but that's your job. You use the laser beams to blow up the dark energy. You don't take it.
Right. I'll definitely have that conversation with him and talk to him about that, because he needs to not be absorbing that in. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Horses do that too. They always do that for their owners. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's hard.
And it's hard when you see him do it. I started noticing him do it. And then I started noticing the things that was happening. It's like, wait a minute, oh, geez, sorry. God, I did not mean to do that.
You're right. You're all right. But that's okay. You got a lot to work on. I'm going to give you, like I said, you're going to get the recordings. You're going to get all the notes that I have. You're going to get the spiritual toolkit that's going to have affirmations specific for you. It's going to have journal prompts to work on. Nice. It's going to have like a summary. We're going to pull all your homework out. It's going to be laid out for you so you know what you're supposed to be working on. You're supposed to be watching lots of birds and being quiet and breathing. Right? You're supposed to get more movement. Right? Don't forget that one.
Yes,
supposed to be outside doing your meditation in your quiet time, not inside. Just different things like that. But I'll pull all that out with Chat GPT and just a summary, like an overall summary. And then kind of sprinkled throughout your session, I have some of Chat's reflections and notes, and it's clearly marked what Chat said.
Wow.
So you'll see that in there. Yeah.
Really?
I was doing lots of copying and pasting while I was typing.
You've done that? The whole time?
Yeah, I was working hard. Working hard. I'm a really fast typist, and that's the only reason I can do this. Because I am such a fast typist that I'm just like type, copy, paste, boom, send it into Chat, and Chat's like, oh, here's some reflections, blah, 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 blah. Here's some follow-up questions, blah, blah, blah. Nice. And I'd take what I wanted, and So,
yes,
pretty cool.
Well, I'm excited. I'm very excited and exhausted.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited to see the changes.
Yes, I am too.
So just cleanse your energy when you're done, because we've been all mixed up in energy here. And then I'm going to send you a super quick email right now that tells you how to take care of yourself for the next several days.
Okay.
Because you just had some pretty major psychic surgery. You had an entire lung transplant. So hello.
Yes. Lots of water would be helpful.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely one of the main things you're supposed to do. Where is that email? Post here. This is your post-surgery instructions. I just emailed it to you. So look for that. Okay. And then I'll follow up also. I'll give you a link to all your documents and stuff, but I will follow up with occasional questions, just asking you how you're doing and loving to get updates and everything. So if you give me updates, especially if you're doing the work, which I think you will, give me updates. Like, I want to know what's going on. I can't wait. And I'm really glad you enjoyed, especially having, kind of getting this revelation about your son and being a narcissist and having a dark attachment from his addiction. I'm glad you enjoyed that class that I have out on my website that I sent you on gaslighting, manipulation, and narcissism. So I'm really glad that helped and you enjoyed it. And
I really want to look at your other classes too.
Yeah, sure.
I will definitely, probably tomorrow we'll go through that again, because I'm certain that there's going to be, and I'm surprised I'm saying that, because to be honest with you, as I told you, I avoided anything that talked about narcissists, because I just really didn't want any, I didn't feel I needed any remembrance of how it made me feel, but just the clarity that brought, it just seemed to help tremendously too.
Yeah. Well, and that's I was just thinking about, I just pictured you. I don't know if this is even interesting to you. I just pictured you actually like being like almost like a mentor and a teacher in a women's domestic abuse shelter. Um, that would be something that would be really awesome, especially now with all your experience with all the narcissists in your life and
Oh,
this extra knowledge now that you've
yeah.
got. And it's not like you could go into a place like that or with anyone dealing with a narcissist and be like, oh, they've got a dark entity. You
No,
just can't say that stuff,
no,
right? You know,
no, but
but it's
somebody like
still the
me has
same.
a tendency to do that.
Yeah, right. But it's still the message of, and my mom tried to teach me this many years ago before I married my first husband, the narcissist. A leopard doesn't change its spots. A
Yeah.
leopard can't. And so he's not going to change. Like no matter what and how much you wish he would, he's not going to change.
Yeah.
Right?
But in the same note, if your path was meant to hook up with a narcissist to bring you your lessons, no amount of lecturing from your
Yeah.
mother was going to stop that either.
Nope.
You
It
know,
wasn't. And it was part of my path and it was part of my karma. It was a
yes.
huge part of he was actually really literally just a tool that I used to resolve a bunch of karma.
When I heard your full story, I was like, oh my God. And I stopped it.
Oh,
I did. I stopped it. Just when you went into it, right at the very beginning, I stopped it. I'm like, I'm not going to do this again. And I protected my energy. And I sat and sat with myself for a minute and I'm like, this story, this is not yours. And I have to remind myself that that's, and it's not that I'm getting after myself, but it's just so common for me to carry other because I never knew not to. That sometimes I feel that I
yeah.
have to now when I hear a story like that. And I'm
Yeah.
really working hard at going, no, it's not your job.
So when you heard my story about what happened,
Oh my
the tragedy
gosh.
that happened with my ex, do you feel like you protected your energy first and not feel it or what? I
Oh,
mean, it's bad. I know it's a bad story.
I definitely protected my energy. I didn't allow
Nice.
it to come in. Now,
Nice.
my compassion wanted to really go out there, but I held that
Yeah.
back too because I know if I pull it out too far that it'll,
Yeah.
they'll interconnect and that'll get there. But I'm getting a lot
Mm-hmm.
better, and I've been practicing that now. This is 2 years, but I think about all my life that I've spent um, not protecting and how much better my life could have been and would have been, because I don't even go to the store without protecting. Usually
Yeah.
I get set down and start up my car and it's a goes out of my mouth. It's just coming
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's just, because unfortunately what happens with me is I'll go out there, something will happen, it'll be my energy, and then I'll connect my emotions to it and my
Mm,
self-worth and my all of those things. And it's just, and then it'll be a downward fall for a short period of time. And then I realize what I'm doing, but look at the energy I've wasted. So that's what I'm
exactly.
working on is not wasting the energy.
Your time and your energy are your most valuable resources.
Yep, absolutely.
Treat them that way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Respect them. So, well, my dear, it's late. We both
It
need to
is.
get going.
It's very late. Yes. Yes. Even though it's Friday
All right.
night, I really do not stay up this late usually. But
Okay,
maybe I
I'm
should
going to
try.
end the record. Yeah, I'm going to end the recording here because I have one question to ask you
Okay.
off the recording. Actually, two. So I'll end the recording here, and it was a wonderful and amazing working with
Wonderful.
you. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.